before Sultan Qaboos, at age 29, staged a non-violent coup against his father. Oman was a forgotten land of mountains and deserts with only a couple of schools, no public health system, few paved roads, and an ancient sea trade in frankincense. It wasn't that it was backward. Oman just had never come forward, and it was too isolated to even be aware of it. Today, Oman is a vibrant society, a place that values education and technology, a country that is fat on oil, a monarchy with a constitution called the White Book that offers a range of protections to its citizens, including equal rights for women and fairly progressive press laws, as long as the Sultan is not discussed or disrespected. But with all these extraordinary changes, no one in Oman has ever witnessed anything like the public demonstrations of anger and rioting that have gripped this conservative country the past few days, thrusting it into the lineup of Arab populations clamoring for change. The Omani people's demands may be slightly different from those of their regional brethren. Sultan Qaboos himself may remain well-loved, untouchable even. His blood runs through us, one protester in the capital Muscat explained, tapping his heart. But in a matter of days, in the time it took for a peaceful sit-in the industrial city of Sohar to morph into a deadly riot, Oman suddenly seems as vulnerable as any other country in the Middle East. "I smell the winds of change, and it's unstoppable," said a man demonstrating on the night of Monday, February 28, in front of the Majlis al-Shura in Muscat, an elected body that advises the government, the only real representation that Omanis have. "The wise government will come and listen and respond before it's too late," he said, declining to give his name and referring to himself only as Mr. Incognito. About 250 people held signs and waved Omani flags in front of passing traffic, a remarkably peaceful demonstration compared with the looting and violence 142 miles up the road in Sohar, where at least one person was killed Sunday, February 27, in clashes with riot police. Their demands are hardly radical. Nobody is chanting down with the Sultan. Omani activists are calling instead for an elected prime minister and parliament, the end of alleged corruption, new cabinet ministers, and more economic opportunities for college graduates and young people. "The people are not against His Majesty," said Sultan al-Bustani, an oil company executive in Muscat who was at Monday night's demonstration. "He did a lot for the country. But we need change in the government. We don't have a say." This was not Muscat's first demonstration in recent weeks. On February 18, about 350 protesters marched peacefully in front of the government ministries, rallying against corruption and demanding to know how their country's oil proceeds have been spent. Protesters carried signs that read, "No to high prices, no to corruption, and where is democracy?" At each ministry, the protesters stopped and shouted, "Hey guys, no, no, no to corruption." At specific ministries, the crowd called out particular slogans such as, "Where is the money from oil and gas?" But when the crowd started to shout about specific ministers, the organizers quickly stopped them and encouraged the protesters not to insult individuals. Protesters argued briefly with police, then they tried to enter a road that had been blocked, but the situation was soon calmed. Omani police and soldiers never drew their weapons, a marked distinction from how the Persian Gulf country of Bahrain was reacting to its demonstrators at the time.